So is a $50 a month digital PDF that you can read in 30 minutes worth it? Well, we're going to find out in this video because we are talking about the very prestigious Adventures in Copyland by Daniel Throssell, of which I have been a subscriber that I've put my own money forward for the last 25, this is 10, not 5, it's 2 5s, 25 issues. I spent $50 a month for the last 25 issues, which means I've spent over $1,000 of my personal money investing in this newsletter. So these are going to be all my raw, real, unfiltered thoughts that have not been seen, pre-approved, or filtered by Daniel himself or anybody else. And this video is not sponsored. He is not telling me what to say. He doesn't even know I'm making this video. So with that being said, I'm going to break this video out into 3 sections. If you watch my Ben Settle email players video, it's going to be the exact same format. We're going to be talking about the cons of joining the Adventures in Copyland newsletter. We're going to be talking about the pros and the pons, which are basically their pros and cons depending on how you see it. It's going to be your personality. And so I'm going to throw those out there as well. But without further ado, I want to jump in starting with the con. Now, I'm going to be honest. I sat down for a while and I had the hardest time thinking of a con. And I'm not just saying that because I enjoy Adventures in Copyland or I'm a big fan of Daniel Throssell, which I do, candidly and upfront. I'm a huge fan of Daniel Throssell. I'm a big fan of this newsletter, which you'll see when I talk about the pros and the pons. But even so, I still want to give you an honest review, and I want to try and find something that, if there is a con, be honest about it. And the only con that I can genuinely think of is that if you are a copywriter, you join this newsletter, the only con is that if you cancel it, you're blacklisted. That is literally the only con I can think of. And it's a con because to me, it's so valuable, and we're about to dive deep into that in the pros section. It's so valuable, but if you do cancel it for whatever reason, you're trying to clean up your subscriptions or anything like that, and you decide, oh, I haven't read it in a while, you cancel it, you can't come back. I think that's a con. I think that sucks. But if the newsletter is working the way that it's supposed to working, it's making you money, it's helping you grow your business, then you would never do that. I've never considered canceling once, but that would be a con. But with that said, let's talk about the pons, and then we'll get to the pros, okay? Let's talk about the pons, things that potentially could be cons to you, but are not necessarily cons to me, right? I'm going to put those out real clear so you could decide whether this is a pro or a con for you. Con number 1 is that the newsletter is 100% digital. This actually is a con to me, but it may not be a con to you. So being 100% digital, Daniel has his Adventures in Copyland Daniel Throssell app where you can access his courses and other kinds of like podcasts that he's on, and that's also where he uploads Adventures in Copyland. The reason this is a con to me is because I don't care to scroll my phone or scroll my iPad and read long form content digitally. I like paper newsletters, right? I like paper books, right? Things like that. So when I get email players and it comes in the mail and I can read paper with some coffee at my desk and I highlight it and all those things, I just enjoy that, right? I enjoy that infinitely more than the digital side. But for you, you may not want a bunch of paper. You don't like reading paper. You don't want to carry these. If you lose it, you lose it, right? Things like that. So it is your personal preference. Con to me, but big pro to a lot of other people. Another pon, which is a huge pro for me, but maybe a con for you, is that it is mostly written. Almost every single issue that Daniel puts out is a like 10 to 15,000 word issue that you would sit and read, as opposed to video format, which is hilarious because a lot of you guys know that I actually did a collaboration with Daniel Throssell for an Adventures in Copyland where I taught ecom emails Daniel Throssell style. We did it together, and my issue with Daniel was all video based. I mean, there was some writing and templates and things like that we included, but it was mostly videos. And candidly, I'm not the biggest fan of the video issues because, again, I don't want to just sit there and watch my phone all day and watch courses and things like that. But even so, I do think it is a big pro that most of them are written. And I think the right person, the right copywriter who reads and writes a lot, because if you're a copywriter, those are the only people that should be interested in this, is you hopefully read a lot, right? Your reading is your preferred method of learning. Otherwise, I would be so confused how you became a copywriter. So I understand that video consumption is a big thing amongst everybody else, but amongst the smartest people and great copywriters, right? Reading is our number 1 preferred method. So I do think this is a big pro. Pawn number 3 is that it is very personality based. which again would make no sense to me that if you are to subscribe to Adventures in Copyland, but you don't already understand and appreciate Daniel's personality, whether it's his spicy trolling against other trolls or his writing style, his formatting, his bombasticness, whatever it is, right? That translates to Adventures in Copyland. But I would dare say that his emails are far more like story driven and entertainment driven, where Adventures in Copyland are definitely far more value driven. Like you are learning. He is breaking down concepts and teaching you things in it, but with his personality. So it's still really fun to read. It's really enjoyable. If you like Daniel's personality, 10 out of 10. But if you don't like it, it annoys you, you're irritated for whatever reason, then it doesn't matter how valuable the content inside is, you would be frustrated because it's littered with his personality. Pawn number 4 is that this is a very quick read. I think this is a huge pro that I could finish Adventures in Copyland in, 30, 35 minutes, but a lot of other people would see it perspective-wise. Again, I think the wrong people, like if you see this, if you see something, you say, well, it's a digital PDF and it cost me $50 and I can read it in 30 minutes. I could buy 3 books for that price, 4 or 5 books for that price. Yes, but that's not what you're paying for. You're paying for the specific knowledge and the tactical ability to take that knowledge, extract it as fast as possible, and make your money back ASAP. Okay, that's what I'm paying for. Is when I read an Adventures in Copyland, it's so tactical, which we'll talk more about in a second, and it's so helpful, practical, that in 30 minutes I could walk away and say, I know exactly what I'm going to do with that, and easily make $50, if not 10 times more, if not 100 times more. I've taken a $50 issues of Adventures in Copyland, used it to craft one of my email launches that made me $6,000 in 3 days. So that is literally, 100x return on my money. And the last pawn is, again, up to your choice, $50 a month. That is what people would consider an expensive subscription. Okay, so relative, the average American household subscription is about $15 a month. That is the average American subscription in the house. Okay, think Netflix, think Hulu, think Disney, think things like that. Okay, so $15 a month. So when you talk about a $50 a month investment of a subscription, a recurring subscription, now you're talking about $600 a year. Okay, this is 3 to 4 times what the average US subscription is. And a lot of people already have subscription fatigue. So $50 a month. Is it considered expensive? Yes, technically it is considered expensive, but perspective-wise, I have never once had the $50 a month card charge me and I not think, wow, I can't believe this isn't $250 a month. I can't believe this isn't $300 a month, because what I get out of it is far more than what I put into it, right? I know guys that are pumping out $5,000 courses that don't even hold a candle to one issue that I may purchase. So if you end out the year with a $600 investment into 12 issues, that could change the entirety of your copywriting business, and you think that's expensive, I do not think that Adventures in Copyland is for you. Actually, I can tell you right now, don't even think about it. If $50 a month is a lot to you to invest in this, then not for you. Either you don't have an established business, you're not an established copywriter, or for whatever reason, you're just not in an area that allows you to afford something like this. This would be a luxury service, which is totally fine. Okay, that's not for you. It's not for everybody. However, when I see this, I'm like, I can't believe that this is the price that it's the price. I've never even once considered canceling it because the return on investment is just way too high. So is it expensive? Relatively. Is it worth it? Yeah, every dollar. Now, with the pawns out of the way, right? You put them in your category, pros or cons, whatever you feel. I'm just giving you my opinion, which this is my channel. I can give you my opinion. I can say whatever I want to say. This is my channel. You start your own YouTube channel if you want to give your opinion, or drop it in the comments. You know what? In fact, you should rage comment and just everybody just rage comment in the comments. Just put so many comments in there that YouTube is like, oh my God, this video is getting so much traction. It's going crazy. People are going crazy on this. And it just throws me up in the algorithm. Yeah, go ahead, rage comment. That would be amazing. But while you do that, I'm going to move over to the pros. Okay. So the pros of Adventures in Copyland, which I have quite a few, but I've boiled it down to my favorite ones. And pro number 1 is that it is highly tactical. Okay, so one thing that you may have noticed when I did this for the email players Adventures in Copyland is that Ben Settle's email players are far more strategic and philosophical. Ben thinks way up here, and he does not really break it down for you. It's not giving you step by step. He's not giving you listicles 1, 2, 3. Very rare does he do issues like that. This is more how I think type thing. Now, Daniel does have some of these. In fact, he recently did a more philosophical approach issue, but they're very rare actually. But I just really like the tactical approach. Everybody likes the tactical approach. And every single issue that Daniel comes out with is just such a clear, like I walk away with like 1, 2, 3. I know exactly what I'm going to do. And every time I try it, man, it makes me money. Big pro number 2 is that Daniel always either introduces an entirely new concept that I've never heard of ever in my life. Basically, he invents something, or he says some sort of concept I have heard in such a new way that it blows my mind. So my old mentor used to tell me that you either have to say something new, say it differently, or say it simpler. Daniel somehow has this magical ability to say something entirely new. And if it's not entirely new, he can say something that you've heard before so differently that it feels entirely new. I don't know how he does it. I don't know if he does this intentionally, but literally every single issue that I've ever gotten from him, I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. How did you even think of that? I don't understand how you comprehend. How did you move from 1 to 3? Like, I just don't understand. And it reminds me very much of the Eugene Shorts, like copywriting is assembled, and it just feels like he's assembling these crazy ideas and putting them together into a way that you've never heard. So I love that. I love that because it doesn't feel like you're going to get regurgitated YouTube content or something that you've already heard in a course before or anything like that. Lastly, the big pro is that it is hyper focused. It is for copywriters. Okay. So there's a lot of newsletters out there. The Dan Kennedy newsletter, right? Magnetic Marketing. And then you have like Matt Fury's newsletter. You have Make It Rain Monthly, Chris Orzi, and then you have Email Players, Ben Settle, and they're all really, really good. But one thing that I noticed that Daniel takes it to the next level is that he is so focused on copywriters that you feel like everything is so applicable to you, because there are times when you read those other newsletters and they're a little bit broader, a little bit more about marketing, and you definitely can apply it to copywriting. It takes a minute to get there. But at the same time, when you get something for copywriters by a copywriter, it's so hyper focused that every issue just feels like, oh, this is for me. This is exactly, I didn't even know I was going through this, that I had to learn this. I didn't even know I had this issue, like this challenge in my business. And now I know how to overcome a challenge that I didn't even know I was struggling with. So it's just a big win to be hyper focused on that. But that's it. To wrap up the video, should you subscribe to Adventures in Copyland? Well, if you are a copywriter, you have a genuine business, a real business. You are already making money from copywriting. So much money to the fact that $50 a month, you sneeze at it, you can't believe that $50 a month would even be considered expensive. Then yeah, I think you should subscribe, and that you like Daniel, right? You should like Daniel's emails and all those things. I definitely think it's worth it, And if you don't like it, you can cancel, be blacklisted forever. And it is what it is. But other than that, it's very hard to find any cons. I do recommend you check it out. So I did link Daniel's email below, so you can subscribe to his emails. If you enjoy his emails, he promotes Adventures in Copyland so often that you will definitely have an opportunity to sign up. But first, I highly recommend that you join his email list and then just see if you enjoy his emails. And if you do, fantastic, then you can move forward with that. Again, he did not pay me to do any of these. I just really enjoy the letter. And I want to see great people who put out great work to continue to get the accolades for all the stuff that they've done. So big kudos to him. If you enjoyed videos like this and you want me to review another newsletter or anything like that, you want me to review a course or whatever, just let me know. Drop a comment down below. But before you go, please, it would mean a lot. Could you like and subscribe to the channel, to the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It tells me that you enjoy the content, that you want more content like this. I mean, I just dished out over $1,000 to get you a nice review, right? Come on. Least you could do is like and comment the video. You know what I'm saying? Dang it. So yeah, enjoy that. Also, before you leave, heads up, I did pin a comment. There is in the description below and in the comments, a free gift from me, Copywriting Catalyst 63 cash cow copywriting tips to help you in your business. Doesn't cost you a thing. And I think it is worth an entire issues of Adventures in Copyland money in itself, i.e. I could charge $50 to $100 just for Copywriting Catalyst, but I won't. It's free. You're going to enjoy it. Just put your email, tell me where to send it. You'll get it immediately. And I hope it makes you a ton of money and teaches you a bunch of copywriting tricks that you did not know. So that's it. That's it for today. I will catch you on the next one.